The river trail problem has us design a river with a path next to it and then measure out distances along the river. So, a lot of times, this is best done with a piece of string. So, we can set a piece of string along the course of the river and then we can cut that string to length. And I'm just going to show you that I already done this. So this string is pretty much the length of my river. Now, it's really hard to do fractions along a curve, especially irregular like this. But what I can do is make marks on my string. This little white string is kind of handy for this. But I can mark a halfway point, okay, here with a Sharpie. I could mark a third point by taking a third of this string, folding it in three parts, kind of like an S, I guess. And I could keep doing little, kind of like paper folds for fractions. And then I could lay this out on here and use it to find all my fractional points. We need to find a half, we need to find a third, we need to find a quarter, we need to find a fifth to get started with. Another way to do this, which came up via a student in class today, this was Ethan, and he was like, can we use our Omnifix cubes to do this? And I thought, what a great idea. Just, loosely lay these cubes along the path of the river and use them as an invented ruler. And this is a great idea. So I'm just going to highlight this right now. They will kind of stick together when they're sort of close, but if they're a little bit farther apart, you can give them room to go where they need to go. So I'm going to add these up. So I've got 4, 8, 12, and 15 this time. Is that right? 4, 8, 12, 15. Last time I did it with 16. So I may just have squeezed another one in here. So you can see how it's a little bit, it's not very exact. But it doesn't have to be exact. It's just kind of a rough estimate, but you want to have your best rough estimate on where these fractional markers go. So with 16, I would take out the two middle ones, right? So if I have 3 or 4 and 3, these two middle ones here, and this is the center, right? Of 16, you got 7 and 8. Did I do that right? Yeah. So I got 7 on each side, or 8 and 9, I guess. And so the center of these two is my halfway point. And then I could do that again. Actually, for here, this would be my quarter point. So I could put a quarter in here, and then I could know where that quarter point is. And I could put another quarter in here. And so now I know where these guys are. And I can just do things with different colors, and I can change out these colors, and I can just look at it in thirds. Now, some of the fractions are going to be a little weird. So, like if I have, and I'm just going to write on here, if I have 16 cubes, and I want to find out what a third of it is, right? I'm dividing it by 3. Well, this is the same as 16 over 3. And I've been talking to students about, hey, you know what? Division does not exist because 16 divided by 3 is that. So now we just turn it into a mixed number. And so I know that 3 goes into 16 5 times with 1 left over. And that is 5 1/3, or just converting into a fraction. So what I need to do for thirds is count in 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1/3 of this cube more. And so I'm just making a rough estimate, so it's about right here. And then I could go, okay, well, 2/3, if I want to times that by 2, I know that's going to be 10 2/3. And so then I could count in 10 2/3. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 2/3 of this guy. And that's how I would work with the measurements to get the points along the river. The other thing you need to do here is make a key, and you want to have symbols for things. So for a campsite, and the campsites are every third, right? You might have like a kind of a picture of a tent, a picture of a tent like this. And this might be, and then in the key down here, right? And you might make this nice and pretty. You'll have this, this symbol here, and this will be campsite. And then you can do some coloring at the end. The main task is to figure out these fractional distances and then just look at them, see if they make sense, see if you got the order right. There's definitely a possibility to make mistakes here, but using the cubes or using the string will help you along. Good luck.